Commercial jetliners on their way into airline service. Their final checkouts, finishing touches are all behind. Outside, brand new and beautiful, clean and colorful. Inside, too, appealing and attractive. They must be delivered that way, their interiors kept clean while those last finishing touches are applied. Yet wherever men work, accidents do happen. Usually, they are noticed right away. Other times, they are left to be found later. Either way, cleaning up soil spots is time-consuming and sometimes has been ineffective. Items have often had to be removed and replaced, a difficult and expensive process. To reduce this expense and preserve the aircraft's appearance, a new method has been developed for cleaning aircraft interiors. A little knowledge is all that is required. The technique itself is an easy one, and the necessary tools are simple. Cleaning interior trim can be easily understood with a close look at the way soil adheres. Carpeting, for instance, appears to be made of large, seemingly absorbent threads. Seen in detail, however, these threads are revealed as countless separate strands, each one round and smooth. Soils, then, do not soak in, but simply coat the material, working in and around these strands. The cleaner's job is merely to work them out without damaging the carpet material. When carpet is soiled, it must be cleaned immediately to prevent the soil from hardening or being spread. To begin with, soft soils should be blotted up as much as possible with absorbent paper. Care should be taken not to spread the soil. The appropriate detergent is then sprayed on the spot. And the strands of fiber are worked with a bone scraper. This massaging loosens the soil particles and the detergent foams them to the surface. To avoid spreading the soil, always massage toward the center of the spot and work the scraper in straight, light strokes. Otherwise, the carpet fibers are disrupted or broken. The detergent foam is easily removed and carries with it the loosened soil. Remaining moisture should then be blotted up, and the process is repeated as necessary. Throughout this process, avoid massaging too hard. If the strands are broken, the carpet becomes fuzzy, susceptible to future soiling or dulling. The prescribed solvent is then applied. Again, the strands of fiber are worked with a bone scraper. Bone has a surface texture which does not roughen or tear the strands and does not react to the chemicals used. The solvent with soil in solution can then be blotted up. Direct pressure must be applied, enough to force the solvent between the strands of fiber. Once the carpet is blotted dry, this process can be repeated until it no longer removes soil. All that remains now are the larger undissolved particles embedded between the strands. These can be removed by, again, using a foaming detergent as necessary. Once the carpet is cleaned, it should be brushed and vacuumed to remove the last of the chemicals and loosened soil. No film remains to develop into a future stain, returning in the same spot. Any soil on interior trim should always be cleaned immediately. Spots do sometimes go unnoticed, however. When soils have had time to set, cleaning is often much more difficult. The method is similar, but more care must be taken to break the cured soil into smaller, removable particles. The scraper is ideal for mechanically breaking up the soil without tearing the tiny strands of material. Once the hardened soil is broken up, the solvent can remove most of it. Paper towels are again used to blot up the solvent. A rag used gently will remove large, loose particles. When this is done, only the particles embedded between the strands of material are left. Now the proper detergent can be used, foaming out the remaining particles in the same way as for uncured soils. This process, repeated as necessary, will remove most set soils completely. On paneling, soils are removed in much the same way. With set soils, solvent is applied. A soft cloth must be used. Wet the cloth rather than the panel so the chemicals do not drip on other surfaces. On rough surfaces, a soft chemical-resistant brush can be used with the solvent to loosen soil particles embedded in the surface grain. Detergent is then used to remove solvent residue. Had the soil been still soft, of course, solvent might not have been necessary, and only the detergent would have been needed to clean the panel. After the detergent, the area is further rinsed with clear water and is then wiped dry. These cleaning techniques require immediate, exact application, yet they are not difficult. With equipment as simple as a rag and a bone, applied with skill and care, an aircraft can be delivered with a sparkling new interior. Clean and attractive, Boeing jets are a source of pleasure to air travelers, of profit to the airlines, and of pride to the men who make them.